Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and a lot of us are waiting for patch 9.1. Some of us are maybe taking a break, some of us are playing some TBC, and others are playing retail, and they don't realize that there are things you can do right now in the current version of World of Warcraft 9.0.5 before patch 9.1 to help you get kick-started as soon as the patch goes live. When 9.1 comes out, technically all the players, even those that are super geared from the previous raid, are going to be starting at the same starting line. The new gear is going to be replacing a lot of the old gear from Castle Nathria. We also have a variety of different new currencies getting added into patch 9.1, allowing players in a sense to start at the same fresh starting line with everybody else at the start of this new patch. Especially great for players that want to try getting better at their class and doing more competitive things in World of Warcraft, slaying those bosses of Mythic finally, getting the M+ score, or maybe even PvP rating. So if you want to go into 9.1 not confused but more prepared, I put a list together of things you can do right now to prepare for patch 9.1. First thing you can start doing right now is collecting Soul Ash for patch 9.1. It's really difficult to convince someone to want to stock up Soul Ash right now because you will be able to get more Soul Ash in the next patch. However, in the next patch, you also do get a new vendor on Korthia that will let you trade Soul Ash from your main to your old characters. There is a little bit of conversion loss, so if you're buying a box of Ash, you will have to spend 300 Ash and you'll only get 250 from it. Therefore, about 50 Ash per box is lost every time you're trying to mail some Ash across your characters. But I still think this can be useful when starting up patch 9.1. Being able to craft your best in slot legendary in case that changes, or even recraft your legendary with way better secondary stats, will allow your main character, for example, to have a better head start getting into the next patch. Or if there are a couple ults you're thinking of playing, getting those guys caught up as well with a rank 4 legendary right as they hit level 60 is going to be a massive head start for many of you. I really think it's worth trying to do some Torghast, maybe some casually on the side, since we don't really know when this new patch is coming out, but getting some constant Soul Ash right now will set you up for quite a bit to send across your characters. Especially if we'll be able to get rank 5 and rank 6 legendaries really quickly. The faster you can get your best in slot, the faster you can get ahead of the pack. Another resource that's going to be important is Stygia. Not particularly for the end game content, but if you guys are planning on playing alts, especially if you want to get them caught up, Stygia will offer you opportunity to buy gear. It'll be catch-up gear that you can send to your alt characters starting at item level 200, but this gear also is upgradable to an item level of 233, which is better than the item level normal for the next new raid. For those of you that are more mount oriented and collectibles oriented, Stygia will also be used to get you some new mounts as well as some new pets. Of course, tied to a new reputation found in Korthia. And who knows what else Blizzard is going to make worth Stygia. Even though it's a currency of the current patch, it will still have relevance into the next one. You will no longer be able to buy sockets or any of the conduits with Stygia. They'll be using a whole nother currency I acquired from Korthia for that. And if anything, if you do farm Stygia, I would just do it on one character. Whichever character you're planning to be your main, that's the character that I would farm Stygia on in order to be able to get Stygia gear for all of your alts. If you're someone who's not looking to burn yourself out before 9.1, I would just do the weekly Venari quest for Stygia. Those are pretty easy to do and leaves you spending less time in that place. Another thing you can do is swap your classes to whichever covenant you're interested in playing in patch 9.1. If you're keeping up with the regular updates for 9.1, you're seeing a lot of the updates for all the different covenants. We're going to have expanded soul binds, a lot more renown, and with that renown comes a lot more cosmetics to get, like mounts for each and every single covenant, but we even have legendaries specific to certain covenants. So if you have right now an idea of what covenant you're gonna play, or if through guides you already are aware which are looking like the strongest covenants in the game, you can start making your swaps right now. For many of us, Castle Nathria progression is basically over, and unless you're someone who's grinding arenas or grinding mythic pluses, there's no real need for you to gain rating, since a lot of us are waiting for patch 9.1 anyway. All those things are going to reset, and right now what you could be doing is swapping to the covenant you always wanted to play, or one that interests you the most or looks like the strongest. Start working through all those renown levels, because being able to start at 40 renown in patch 9.1 means that you'll be on the same footing as everybody else starting out. You'll have exactly the same renown as everyone else and will be at the same pace as the top competing players. And if you were to make the switch now, you won't have to spend all of 9.1 working up the renown then. So putting in the legwork now will mean less legwork in the future. Another tip that I think is going to get missed by many players, but defeat Denathrius. Defeating Denathrius is a quest line you have to do once you finish the storyline of Shadowlands from the start of your leveling experience. And defeating Denathrius is what unlocks you the storyline for this next patch 9.1. The first chapter of the new storyline in the next build is going to be available after defeating Dany. Whether you defeat him on normal, heroic, mythic, or even LFR doesn't really matter. For obvious reasons, when 9.1 drops, you don't want to have to go back and kill Dany then. By then, no one's really going to be queuing Castle Nathria LFR anymore. It'll be all about the brand new raid. Now, there's a good chance that Blizzard could remove the requirement from having to slay Dany to start 9.1 experience, but if they don't, you don't want to be behind everybody else. And you're going to be surprised with me mentioning this one, but this one is definitely going to get missed out by many, and I'm talking about mission tables. I know, pretty sleeper content. We had mission tables back in WoD, then back in Legion, BFA, and every time, every expansion afterwards, the rewards seem to be less and less good. But if you are the min-maxing type, you will want to consider working on your mission tables. It's best to invest on one character that you're planning on playing in 9.1 and then leveling that character's followers for mission table. It's not necessary that you need to get any kind of specific rewards. Just by leveling followers, you will be able to unlock more challenging missions that will most likely net you better rewards. I mean, some of the stuff we can get right now from our command tables is Stygia, which is going to be important, Soul Ash, which is going to be important, probably any of the new currencies that are definitely going to be important, but also certain trinkets and items which do have a best in slot for some characters, as well as augment runes, which are regularly used for progression raiding. Whether you're going to be raiding yourself to give yourself that edge or throwing them up on the auction house for that sweet bank, because those things are definitely going to sell, it might be a good idea to start investing on it. Also great if you're someone who's into pets and mounts, because they can drop pets and mounts, and I believe that Blizzard is going to be improving more on the command tables in the patch 9.1. If you want an easier to manage version of the command tables, I would download the add-on Venture Plan. I have a link down below for Curseforge, but if you guys have any of the other ways you get your add-ons, just typing it into the search and that should hopefully be helpful. Finally, invest into some alts. This is the perfect time to wait until the new patch is out, and if you've always wanted to play a hunter, or a mage, or a warlock, or a boomkin, or a demon hunter tank, now is the time to level some characters. Because of so many catch-ups coming in 9.1, I don't think you necessarily need to gear those characters to the teeth, but getting them into the max level, getting them into the covenants you're planning on playing, getting some experience on those characters in the current dungeons and raids to learn how to play them before the patch comes out to prepare yourself for all the class changes might not be a bad idea. Especially if you're in a guild and you're thinking of raiding in the next patch, you never know which class is going to be overpowered. Or if there's a potential you might be tired or bored of your main, or maybe they'll get nerfed too much in the next patch, having some ults as a backup at the start of the expansion can definitely help out. So that's going to be my simple list of everything I think you could do right now in order to make sure that your experience in 9.1 is as optimized as it can be. Whether you're someone who wants to get competitive at World of Warcraft or just wants to get all the collectibles, there's a mix of everything in this list for you guys to do. But these are the things that you can start doing right now, and they'll be very, very important. So let me know what you think in the comments that I might have missed. What are some of the other things players should be doing right now in order to prepare for patch 9.1? But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. You let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.